Over 30 years as a medium, 10 years soul searching to find out all the answers, and now I'm sharing my life's work with everybody. So join me and enjoy the journey. Subscribe, press the notifications, and let's help each other. Past life vibrational healing story. Now, I have loads of stories of healing. But what happened was that when I was on my journey walking down the beach, looking for answers, they showed me that our vibration creates our reality, that our vibration can come from the past life, from childhood, and even in the future can cause problems. So even our thoughts about what we're going to do in the future can also be a vibration that can block us. So with this healing technique that came through to me, I started to look into past lives, the traumas of past lives that was causing people problems. Also, how they brought the lessons forward in childhood and created a programming, and then also a future. So to get rid of the negativity in the body allows then, and putting love into the body, allows these deep-rooted traumas and lessons to come to the surface. Then I was able to trace them and look to where they came from and what the lesson was. And so there's so many, about 5 energy points of the system of the body where traumas are trapped. And I was noticing how each one was relating to certain aspects of life. So if the throat area was going, it was to do with communication issues and not being able to speak out and one thing or another. This often happened to do with the trauma in a past life, where the person who spoke out to help their fellow people ended up being stabbed or hurt in a way. So in this life, that's what caused the body to reject speaking out. And so your mannerisms and the way you are can relate to that. But this story I'm going to tell you is a very strange one, and one that still to this day I'm amazed about, to be quite honest with you. And remember, I'm just the middleman. I'm just the one channeling the information through and tracing the information. I'm not putting people under, but I do prepare the vessel by putting them in nature, cleansing negativity, putting love into the body, and then it brings to the surface these traumas and lessons. And then I also work with them to relieve the childhood programmings that they've put in place, that it will vibrate what they got to learn or the way they are. Now, you can also look at it as a good thing, because even though they're lessons, when you understand that they have a duality, so they are lessons and traumas and issues, but also they create you into the person you are. So, for example, if you had a tough childhood or past life or whatever, you might be already a stronger person in yourself because of your past life experiences. And so you're more determined in this life, you're more determined to prove people wrong and one thing or another. So it's all these connections are all associated. And that's why when I was started to do readings, I started to see where the vibration came from in the reading. So why they were acting a certain way in relationships, why they were having issues and problems, why they were rejecting certain things in life. So the past life healing, the vibrational healing, was fascinating for me. Absolutely fascinating. And what they were also showing was that basically some people are either taking on other people's past lives as well, so that they clears the earth of this vibration that's still here from the past lives and the traumas. Because in some circumstances, the only difference was a different vibration, which that'll be another story that I'll tell you, that highlighted to me that 16th century and this century was just a vibration difference. And often the soul aspect of the soul is still in that timeline to be able to tell the story. So anyway, so let's get to this story about a lovely lady who couldn't walk. She had a really bad leg. The doctors hadn't got a clue what was happening. She'd had physio and everything. She couldn't drive. She couldn't go into the garden. She was so upset. And my friend said, is there anything that you can do? Well, I can say if we can relieve the traumas and get the energy right in the body, then the body can heal itself. Because in a lot of cases, a trauma from a past life can start to come back in this life, which you'll understand with the story. So I did the healing on her. I brought it up, I traced it, and I tend not to be told what's the problem before I get there. I don't like I like to find it out for myself. Well, anyway, in one of her past lives, she was actually in Germany. She was behind the lines in Germany and got stuck in a hole. And she had to cut a leg off to be able to escape. Yeah, so this was a very traumatic part of her life. And so in this life, when her husband died, it triggered the trauma and her body started to reject the leg. It was recreating the past life. So she also had issues with small spaces, and there was other things that came up as well. So after doing the treatment, I noticed that the leg was rejecting. And so they showed me to send water down and cleanse the lines, to sew the leg up back together and to get the body to heal itself. So all her lines with the blood and everything were all being... Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't really want to know a lot of information like that, because then I start to doubt myself with what I'm doing. Somebody works through me, whether it's the source or whatever, and they know what they're doing. And I'm just guided along a journey to help out. So anyway, we did all this cleansing. We told her the stories of her past life, the lessons that was to be learnt, and this let go and gave her freedom to her lessons. And within a day, she contacted my friend who took me and says, I can drive, I can go into the garden. I do not understand what you actually have done, but my leg is okay again. Now, I'm not saying I cured her. Maybe just the power of intention. Maybe to realign the energies of the body so that it would heal itself and fix itself and stop rejecting the leg because of the past life trauma. And so it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating, how the changing the energy system of the body, getting rid of the negativity of the body, which causes illness, putting love into the body, which neutralizes that and also brings to the surface so that your body can let go of these deep-rooted traumas. And this is very important. And it's helped me so much to understand my insecurities, my fears, why I act the way I do, what is happening in my life, my mannerisms, and everything. And so it was so fascinating to be given this wonderful, I call it a wonderful healing. And now it's evolved. I mainly work now with the childhood and the problems that we have in our life. Because a lot of people, it can even be like a subconscious programming. And that's why people struggle to understand it. But you can trace it back to a part in childhood, because from 0 to 7, you're a pure energy. You're taking on your ancestral chain, you're taking on your ancestors' emotions. That's why you have them around, because they give you the environment and the foundation to whatever lesson you've learnt or want to learn in this life. And so often we take on our mother's emotions or our father's emotions or the ancestral emotions because it makes us into who we are. And often the case from 0 to 7, we want to help our parents so they'll keep us supported and loved and look after us at an early age. And then after the age of 7, we tend to then, the mind starts to come in, and then our perceptions and everything, and we start to work more on that field than being connected to the inner voice within us that guides us, or the learning, or being the learning machine where everything is just excitable and lovely to learn, and we grow. So this story really hit home for me, how your body is amazing. It can heal itself, it can create issues, it can absorb issues from other people as an empath. It is incredible. And when you work with your body, when you work with your mind, your body, your soul, you'll find that you can get into an automatic flow where you can heal yourself so easily. And you won't take on board all the negativity, all the illusions, all the stuff that's causing illnesses at the moment. Most of the mental illnesses at the moment is because of the overabundance of negativity, and we're learning not to balance anymore. We're learning not to be in nature anymore. We're learning not to heal ourselves anymore, which is just a natural process the body could do. Instead, we're storing everything, we're stressing our bodies out, we're holding on to stuff, we're losing our senses because they're being subdued with negativity. And when the body is in pain, it's getting angry and anxieties and panic attacks because it needs to get rid of the abundance of negativity quick. And so we're going into meltdowns because also our deep-rooted emotions are being triggered as well, which is then making us run with these issues. And that's why we act the way we do. But if we got back to who we are, then you'll start to understand what life you play. Because once you understand it's about your connection to life, your connection to yourself, then you can change everything. You can understand you don't even have to do anything. Even by just being a pure energy in this moment, you're ordering for the next moment. And so once you understand that when you tap into this reservoir of abundance, and when you tap into being this all-knowing and all-seeing, and when you don't allow the body to stop you, suddenly the world looks different. Suddenly you're flowing in life. Suddenly everything's falling into place. And suddenly you realize it's all about unconditional love. And you wonder why you just limited yourself to just loving one person when there's a whole world that you're a part of, that you're playing a part, and you need to just be who you are to be a part of that. Okay, so look out for more stories on past life vibrational healing. We have mediumship stories, we have paranormal stories. In the over 30 odd years worth of mediumship and healing and angel work, there's so much that I've learned on this spiritual journey to enlightenment, and now I want to share it with the world and help others, because I've been through my hermit stage. I've been through my understanding of myself and everything, and I still have lessons to learn, don't get me wrong. I'm still evolving. I'm still understanding what I've created and how easily you can bring your fears to the surface and then manifest them if you don't understand the process. Well, thank you for sharing.